Thanks for tuning into the Adam Carolla Show. You can watch the full show on YouTube. Just search Adam Carolla Show and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also get the podcast wherever you like to listen. And for extra content, ad-free episodes, and more, you can head over to our Substack and sign up today. Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice picking on Monday. Get it on, Brian Austin Green.
That was the greatest announcer intro voice ever.
The best.
Oh,
He's
my
awesome.
God.
He's the best.
You sound like you're fucking hosting a monster truck rally this weekend. Come on out. We're going to be blowing the roof off.
First
like
50,000 fans get a free can of Copenhagen.
You do that, don't you? Motherfucker.
Well,
nobody knew.
You grew up out here, right?
I did. I grew up. So did you.
Right.
We've talked about this before. Yeah. Like my sister and you guys went to school together.
It's so weird. Lori,
yeah.
I don't know. Is this still a thing? I mean, you guys can tell me, and Andrew, you're younger, so you can tell me. When I was in grade school and in junior high, you had to anoint a fox. Who was the foxiest chick in the school? You just had to anoint one in my grade school, and then when I got to junior high, there's like 3, and then when I got to high school, there were like 7.
Wait, I need to choose?
But
God damn it.
We had to agree that there was a goat of a fox of a chick, and Brian's stepsister was the fox of Colfax Elementary.
Yeah.
And she
was the one.
Now, she
wore the crown.
You would use her as an example like you would use Brad Pitt now. Like if you're saying to some girl, don't worry, you'll meet your Brad Pitt. You don't mean actually meet Brad Pitt.
Totally, yeah.
But
you'll date a Lori Kovac.
You'll get a Lori Kovac in one of these days. One day. They're laughing now, but one day you'll get your Lori Kovac.
You'll have your Lori Kovac.
Not the actual Lori Kovac. She's the fox.
You'll have a version, yeah. You'll have someone that she is anointed, that she has like cleared.
She was the fox of Colfax Elementary when I was there. As a matter of fact, I didn't bother talking to her.
That's so
because
crazy.
It was like, why are you even going up to the queen? You got to go for someone who may be in her cabinet, so to speak.
You guys knew each other though, right? Because she was when I was younger doing Love Lines, when you were doing that with Drew. She used to say to me like, oh, I've known Adam for years and we went to school together. So I don't know if it was one of those like, yeah, we hung out things, or one of those like, hey, he's done really well now, so now I'm going to drop his name because we absolutely went to school together.
You know what? I think there is a thing where, and I don't fault the people, my sister was explaining to me that my mom was friends with Carol Burnett. But she wasn't really friends with Carol Burnett, but they went to Hollywood High together.
Sure.
And so what people do
by association
is they try to connect some tissue. And by the way, they do the opposite when it comes to Epstein. It's like, wow, I've flown on his plane 250 times, but we never spoke.
Right,
yeah, but
he just had the only working plane that day that was on the tarmac.
I had a cabana with my name on it on the island, but I rarely went there.
I had a plaque over a bench, but whatever. Everybody had plaques over benches.
Right. So there's an attempt. There's a weird, you spend your whole life either trying to ingratiate yourself or distance yourself, depending on what the person did. And then later on, you can do both. You can be like a Cesar Chavez, the guy who just got brought. When I was a kid, he was a hero. We're boycotting grapes. He was for the Farm Workers Union. Then he gets his hand caught in the cookie jar, in like the Me Too cookie jar. So now a guy you had to ingratiate yourself to, you now distance yourself to. Sometimes it's the same person in the same lifetime. But Lori, I mean,
that's a tricky road to navigate too. Like that's a tough one.
I know who Lori was because she was the fox in the school.
Right. Everybody knew who Lori was.
And she may have known who I was, but it wasn't really like we were running in the same circles. And then I think we went on to junior high and high school. We had it was understood. We went
was at Walter Reed?
Yeah, went to Walter Reed.
And then
together.
NH, yeah?
Yep, North Hollywood High.
I graduated from NH. I graduated from Amelia Earhart, the fuck-up school at the corner. You laugh because you know exactly the little chain link corner that I'm talking about.
They literally went and, lest anyone think any of this warehousing is new or any of this bullshit is new, because my sister went to Amelia Earhart, so I understood.
Yeah, okay.
What they used to do is they'd go, look, there's a whole bunch of kids who aren't going to be able to cut it
Right, they're
in high
never
school.
gonna make it.
And you're like, what's the problem?
We
It's
just
like,
need to get them through.
you got to show up at 8. It's like, all right, already there's an issue. Number 2, no smoking in class. All right, they're out. But we need a place for them to go because they can't just stay home. How about if we fence off a corner of North Hollywood High? We'll give it a euphemistic title. Name it after Amelia Earhart.
Right, who had a statue at the library, by the way, at the opposite so they
At
like
North
somehow
Hollywood
tied
Park.
it all together.
That's right. She's a North Hollywood gal.
Yeah.
They got a bronze statue of her at Burbank Airport. I go...
And out front of the North Hollywood Library right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will fence off a piece of North Hollywood High. We'll call it Amelia Earhart, so we won't call it Hesher Zone or dumb shit or fuck upville. We'll just call it. We're not going to call it what it is. We'll call it Amelia Earhart, and no one will really know what it is except for people that are here. Then they'll go over there, and they can sit outside and smoke.
It was a great fucking school,
for
man.
4 hours a day.
Dude, you
and
missed
at some
out if
point
you didn't
we'll
go.
cut 'em loose.
You missed out.
I used to like to look at them like I was at the zoo. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look at the...
That's exactly what it was. We were in the weird little fucking fishbowl that had like, chain link fencing around it. I remember we didn't have specific times to be there in the morning. You would stamp in.
Yeah.
So, or you would clock in. So it was like you could come at 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, and then you could sit in one classroom the whole day and do whatever you fucking wanted from any classes. So I finished typing in like 2 days because I literally just sat on the computer and just typed for 2 days and it was like done. And I graduated 6 months before the rest of the school.
Graduated.
They wrote on a napkin like you did good enough.
You were paroled before the other fellas didn't graduate.
Hold on, I had a 4.3. I think I did really well for their standards.
If you need to smoke and call your teachers by their first name, Amelia Earhart is the school for you.
Paul, do I really need to sit in here and keep doing this math?
Paul, could I bum a cigarette off you, bro?
You know that it is a substandard school when the classes are literally, if to graduate, they're still called math.
Right.
And like there's no algebra, calculus, there's none of that. It's like math.
Well,
I finished math.
Now you're speaking my language. All right, so let's see if we can break it down.
Okay.
North Hollywood High had 4 stratas, right? They had, at the bottom was Amelia Earhart. That's the juvenile delinquents. That's where my sister went.
It's the cool people.
That's where the cool people would hang out.
Yeah,
okay. Just above that is the trailers.
Oh, yeah.
They pulled trailers into the parking lot. I had dumb buddies who went to the trailer.
Yeah.
Their trailer... It was basically Amelia Earhart on wheels.
On wheels.
They go,
so they could move it around. It was a mobile Amelia Earhart.
What the fuck is your schedule? I go to Jack in the... Well, I clock in at 8, and then I go to Jack in the Box, and then I come back and eat a breakfast Jack in front of everybody, and then we leave at noon.
You know they added a Pizza Hut at that Jack.
Yeah. I'm like, you're not even in school.
No.
All right.
No.
So it was Amelia Earhart. Then there was the trailers. Then in the third level, there was me, which was, I took high school math. I did not take algebra. I was a ceramics.
You were great in it.
I was a ceramics major because they said you need to declare a major.
A ceramics major.
You got to look at it this way. You got to think process of elimination. Like they go, you need to declare a major, and I go, all right. Well, like what? They go, like biology. Yeah, but not you. You failed biology.
Right, that's right.
Okay, like history.
English? No.
No. You can't spell it right. How about ceramics? Okay. Do ceramics.
I didn't even know that they had ceramics. That's how short an amount of time I spent in North Hollywood. I was there, so I was at Hamilton High School before then. And then I started failing because I was on so many sets and working so much. So then we were like, okay, well then we'll go to like a local, a normal high school that's right down the street. And my parents' house, we were in Valley Village. We were right there.
Yeah.
And so I went there, and it was like, no, this isn't lenient enough. Like I need more freedom. So
but you failed because you're a winner, because you were making money, because you were on sets. I mean,
don't know.
you weren't
I
me
mean,
and Lauren Carolla who were just hanging out in the fucking valley doing nothing.
I think that depends on the bar.
I listen.
Like,
you were on a set. That's
right.
more than I can say
I was
for
working
anyone
and making
else
money,
there.
so yes, I was winning that way.
Where were you? What was your earliest projects?
I did Knots Landing. I was 10 and a half.
Wow.
I was going to my elementary school was 32nd Street on the USC campus. So
wow.
I was in all like music academies. And then I started acting because I was going to school on the USC campus, and so student directors would come to our campus and pick kids for their like graduate projects. And
How old were you when you started 90210?
17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still at Amelia Earhart or early graduation?
No, so that was what pushed me to Amelia Earhart. I was like, I really need to excel in my education and finish it out on top. And so it was like, we were so busy doing the show. I was like, I really need something where it's, they just give me all the work that I need. I can just do set school and finish it. And it was my senior year.
I used to do a joke because it was always funny that Bob Hope Airport or Burbank Airport, Hollywood Airport, whatever they're fucking calling it now, had a big bronze statue of Amelia Earhart right on the way from the security to the gates.
Still there.
Yeah, the same one they had in front of the North Hollywood
library.
Park. Yeah, library.
Yeah.
And I would always laugh because, first off, for anyone who's nervous about flying,
she is not the poster child.
And she was leaning against her propeller, which is a part of her plane that broke off upon impact.
She literally has been missing since she...
Nobody fucking raised their hand and went, let's put Jimmy Doolittle in here.
Totally.
Nope. How about Howard Hughes? Nope. We're going to put a bitch we've never seen again. She got into an airplane. We never saw her again. That's who's going to do it.
Yeah. She's going to be the face of air travel.
But then I realized no one under 40 has any idea what that statue is.
Oh, no.
No. So there's so many people I realize return to Burbank and they're telling someone to meet them and they're like, meet me by that statue of the dude leaning on the paddle.
The dude. The short hair guy.
The dude with the paddle. Yeah. Give me that one. Meet you there.
I love that they literally people pass that and they go, yeah, what is that thing that he's fucking leaning on? Like they don't even know what a propeller is for a plane anymore. It's
I literally, who'd I say? Oh, Natasha Leggero. Natasha Leggero, the comedian. Sweet, dear girl. I was doing a TV show. She was doing a TV show. And we're just talking in between takes. And she said, literally, she goes, I did this thing like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And I had to take this miniature, little itty bitty miniature plane out in the desert and take it all the way to whatever in Africa or something. And I said, oh, it was a little plane. She goes, yeah. I go, was it like a prop plane or a jet plane? And she goes, what's the difference? And I go,
what's a prop plane? Wait, what do you mean?
No. Prop plane, like with a propeller. She goes, yeah, I don't know. I go, no, but one's a jet and the other's a prop.
Right.
She goes, what's the difference?
You can look out the window and see the difference.
I know. She goes, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody. I go, what do you mean nobody? But by the way, if anyone wants to know life, this is life. This is life. I go, wait a minute. You're 50 years old. That's insane. You don't know what a propeller and a jet?
Crazy.
She goes, no, I don't know.
Crazy.
Right then, segment producer chick comes walking up to us. And I go, hey, Rebecca, this is insane, right? She doesn't know what a prop and a jet is. She goes, huh? I go, she doesn't know what the difference between a prop plane and a jet plane. She goes, what's the difference? I go, wait a minute, you don't know either? And then they both look at you and they go, now you're the fucking weirdo.
This is aging, man. This is like, right. I remember when I was younger, my parents would have these conversations about how everything has changed and and I remember sitting there thinking like, God, you're fucking old. Like this is, and now here we are.
Here we are. Old man
talking
Carolla.
about stains and woodwork.
Oh, yeah.
And DIY.
Well, the last time I spoke to you, you were getting into it. You're building a coop.
Well, I was because it was COVID. What other choice did you have? You're building something at your house because you're fucking stuck in your house. There was no way out of it.
I've encouraged people to do this for a long time, but I don't know anyone who decided to sort of get busy with their hands and projects and DIY shit who ever regretted it. They're always
Never.
super happy they got into it.
Gardening, any of it. Like people, people do not understand how special life can be when you get into that. And I didn't understand as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's the lamest thing I've ever. Yet, whenever I had people doing like any work at my house, I was the asshole that was up at like 6:30 in the morning with a cup of coffee, just standing and watching them build stuff. And I know now they were thinking like, this fucking dude just like, he's just like he's staring a hole through me as I'm working. I'm so so nervous doing it. But the appreciation now that I have for those moments, and I just built a pergola in my backyard.
Nice.
Because we had bought one last summer when it was really hot, and it was only the shitty ones were left. Like literally everyone went on Amazon and bought all the best pergolas. So we ended up with something that had like a solid, like it wasn't even an attractive one, but it was like, we need some shade. And then the winds that we just had that were between Christmas and New Year's, they blew because I never actually screwed the pergola down to the ground. I was like, fuck it, it's heavy, it's fine, whatever.
I get it.
Wind blew it into the pool.
Server lava.
Yeah.
4x4 posts?
No, it was aluminum.
They
were aluminum posts.
Oh,
So
you're talking
those
about
buckles-
the kit. You're talking about the kit.
Yeah, so those
but then
buckles-
you built the pergola.
So then, so I had to break that thing down, and then I went and bought 6x6 posts.
6x6.
Yeah. Oh, I went for it.
Yeah, that's meaty.
We're Bell Canyon, man. Like we're heavy winds at our house.
You bought 6x6.
6x6 posts.
And did you stain them up or something?
Stained them up. I did full mount to the ground, so they've got like the full metal mounts. Really nice. I did all like really nice metal hardware on it all. I think I have a picture of it.
Pictures of the pergola.
Of course I do. I'm so fucking proud of this thing.
And
I'm gonna search for these while we're talking.
yeah, go ahead. But it feels good. It feels good to be in.
God.
Well, okay. Let me just say this. First things first. You're engaged. You're into
engaged.
something. You're into something.
Yeah.
And when you're into something, you wake up motivated. You want to get back into it. And we don't really realize we're not meant as human beings to hang out and read shit about ourselves.
No.
In air conditioning.
We're not meant to sit on our phones all day.
We're not meant to even sit all day. We are meant to like go out and sweat and like solve some problems. And I've always said it,
and solve,
but not global problems.
Yeah, totally. Local
right.
problems.
Go work your own backyard shit out. Oh wow!
Look at that. Solar lights.
Solar lights, beautiful.
Whole thing.
Yeah. It's a beautifully stained 6x6, meaty 6x6 beams at the top.
So I'm now extending that. So it's 12 by 12. So I'm actually next to it, putting another 12 feet in one direction. So it's going to be 24 feet by 12 feet.
Oh, you got the decorative hardware and anchors on there.
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't fuck around.
Shit's
I
through
went for
bolted.
it. Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you went and ordered up like nice hardware and
Dude,
stuff.
No, I went to Home Depot and bought or to Lowe's and bought a bunch of stuff also. Shout out to Lowe's, man. I rented, so I don't have a flatbed truck, so I can't really haul wood. But they have the program there where it's like $19 or something, and you get like an hour and a half of a rental. Yeah. So I just like fill it with all the lumber that I need, drive it, drop it off, go back and return it, and it's like $19 for a.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Peace to Lowe's, man.
Yeah,
they have hooked me. They haven't hooked me. Peace to Lowe's. I pay for all this shit.
Yeah,
I don't know why
I'm
giving them a shout out, but it's a great service.
I do myself. If Home Depot had a rewards program, they would be giving me a condo in Maui. Next weekend.
Right.
And they'd still be on top. They'd still be to the good side with my condo in Maui. They would still be happy with my business. Dude. So good. That's really cool that you're getting into it.
It's and I love it. Like I'm doing that. I'm building a fish pond. So I'm digging out space and doing a whole pond. And I'm doing all these things that I've never done before, but I've watched them being done places. and I'm not an idiot. Like I can sit and kind of figure it out and go, oh shit, I need to run plumbing to here to, yeah, I need a pump and a filter here and just some sort of like a waterfall or something that aerates the water. But it's so much fun.
Yeah, there's something, and you know, in terms of home ownership. Like I once told somebody who bought a new home, first home, I said, you know what, once a month, go out in the backyard, take a piss. And they was like, why? That's because that's fucking home ownership. You are not in an apartment.
Plus it keeps certain wildlife away, which is, there are positives all around.
Experience the freedom of ownership by taking a piss in your own backyard. And he started doing it, and he was like, you know what? You're right.
It feels good.
It feels good.
It feels right.
And so, like, living in a house that you never work on in a weird way, it's almost like you're renting. You know what I mean? Like, get a project.
You know what's
it's
really
your
funny?
home. It's your place.
We found this property up in Bell Canyon. It's a fantastic lot. The house was kind of older, but it was... I walked in and right away I was like, you don't ever see property like this in the hills in Los Angeles. And the house has been this really fun project of like, I'm doing a lot of these things myself. I gutted the laundry room and put all new cabinets in, and like I'm doing the pergola and the pond, and I'm working on our garage, and I've closed off one area, and I'm building like sort of a butler's kitchen in there with a gym through, and I'm doing all these little things. And compared to buying a house that is already flipped by someone and done, and then you move in and you're like, not my style.
Right.
So I way over fucking spent for this house. Plus I'm tearing all the shit out anyway, which is most of the time they don't spend money on good quality stuff anyway that's built. You pull out the cabinets, you go, these cabinets were like taped together. Like this is, they just literally wanted to really make them look
shitty
good.
Work out there. And you don't really know it until you start exploring a little bit, open some walls and take down some cabinets.
It's unbelievable when you get in, you go, God, these walls are so like nothing is square.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad work out there.
Bad work.
I've torn apart a million houses, and it's always it's always funny. People go, they don't build them like they used to. It's like I've torn apart houses from the 20s. They were hackneyed, put together, fucking mess.
My parents, they still live in the same house in Valley Village, and they had their house was built by the Disney Corporation at one point. It was supposed to be a home for someone there, and it was built in like 3 days. And there are pictures of it. When it was built, it had a well out front and literally nothing around it. It was like just bare land.
Yeah.
And now it's Valley Village. It's this crazy area. And they had like some plumbing issue come up in their master shower, which I say master lightly. Like it's like it was the one bathroom down the down the hall where it was like, oh, it's the biggest of them all. So we'll call it the master. And so they had to tear the tile out of the main wall, and 2x4, like plumbing was just sort of run everywhere, and it was like just pieces of stuff that they could grab to piece it together, and it was insane.
It was built by Irish alcoholics. Like people drank at work back then. It wasn't really frowned upon. You tear apart an old house from like the 20s, you'll see whiskey bottles like stuffed in the crawl space and in between the walls and shit like that. I've found
insulation. They'll go, oh no, this is great.
Plenty of bottles in there. So yeah, I grew up in Valley Village too.
I love that they call it Valley Village now. Like it's
called
elite.
North Hollywood.
They changed the name so the property values. They could really juice it.
The post office says North Hollywood.
My parents bought their house in 1972 for $35,000.
72. All right, let's have a cheap ass house off and now value battle Valley Village style.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
72 they bought for
$35,000, and at that point my dad was like, whew, 35.
That's big money.
Oh man, I don't know if this is going to be tough. I'm a musician. The last time it appraised for 1.4.
1.4.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you my counter Valley Village. Okay. My mom's house on Houston Street On the other side of Colfax, because
Yeah.
you guys are on that. You're on the park
We're on
side.
the park side.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I followed Lori home a few times, so I found
Right.
out where you guys live.
Yeah, okay.
So, my mom's house on Houston, across from Colfax Elementary School.
Yeah.
She bought. No, sorry, she didn't buy that house. My grandmother bought that house in like 1951 for $10,000. Now. She sold that thing like 8 years ago for $675, and they bulldozed it. And it wasn't even a
amazing.
big lot. My grandmother's house, my grandparents' house on Wilkinson Street, a little deeper in North Hollywood, closer to Chandler or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Closer to where the train tracks used to.
Yeah,
to run.
that place was $12,000 bought. My mom still lives there. My dad bought a house in deep North Hollywood, like more like Van Owen or Victory or whatever, like Laurel, like sort of deeper.
Yeah.
But in like 1975, now this thing was a shit box for like 13 grand on like Gentry Street or something
That's
out there.
unbelievable.
So it's unfucking believable. But if you think about it, you know, my dad, no one in my family made any money, but they could afford a $10,000 house. I mean, literally.
Barely.
Yeah, but I don't know what they needed 10% down, $1,000 down, and their mortgage was like $41 a month or something.
And they were sweating every month. They were like, oh, man.
But now I look around and I see these young guys and I go, you make 60 grand a year and you're looking at houses are 1.7. How is that ever?
Right.
That can never work. And it'll never
doesn't make
pencil
any
out,
sense.
right?
It's this weird. It's this horrible thing though, where people like it's all property and the cars and they're all like this status symbol. And I'm at the age now where it's like I don't like a status symbol is the person that I am and like the love I have with my family and my kids. It's not these things like these aren't. This isn't my legacy. Like this,
Right.
This desk is beautiful. You're not taking this fucking thing with you.
Right.
Like nobody's going to remember how nice your desk was in your plate, but they're going to remember whether you were an asshole or not.
Yes.
Like that's this that. But that's
Adam
the
was
stuff
an
that
asshole
matters.
with a nice desk, they'll say.
Right, totally. Oh, that dude. Oh yeah, fucking hand hewn. That thing was incredible.
Ryan,
he was a dick.
Top of his class at Amelia Earhart.
He was an asshole.
Well, I do notice something, and you can tell me because I didn't know you back in the day, but I do know guys that were like, I literally went and did a radio show. I did Frank and Heidi's show yesterday on KLOS, and Frank, who was formerly kind of douchey to me back in the day, was super nice. And I've had that with a lot of guys. They were kind of douchey back in the day, and they're not douchey anymore. Like they're really nice. And I have this theory that guys get nicer and women get crazier as they get older. But the dudes, and I don't know if you've known this or this has always just been you, but there's so many guys who I really didn't like that much when they were 33, and I like them now at 55 a lot.
Wait, was that me?
I don't know because I didn't really
fall into
know.
that?
I didn't know
33 space.
You seemed like you had potential for douche, but I didn't know you back then, so I don't know.
I've never had potential for douchiness, but
Well, you have great potential. I mean, you
Right.
look good.
Everybody
you're
has
a 90210. You're in LA.
I think so. The thing that's changed for me as I've gotten older is I have more of an appreciation for the simple things in life. I've always, though, loved having real connection with people and that. But as I've gotten older, like I've gotten way more secure with myself. Guys fucking age later in life.
No,
like, midlife crisis.
Well, some of it is just the testosterone goes down a little. It's like every bully from high school, when you go to the 30-year reunion, they're totally cool.
They're the nicest
They're
guys
the nice
ever.
guys. And you're like, geez, I don't want to. Oh, God, I hope Chet Wheeler's not here. That guy's a prick. You know,
Right.
and then you see him. He's got a little bit of a
Totally
gut.
not
His
at
hair
all.
standing
Yeah.
out. He's like, hey, bro. And you're like,
His
hugging
hair.
him.
He doesn't
You're
even
like,
have hair.
What
It's great.
happened
Yeah.
to Chet Wheeler? All right, let's take a quick break because we're going to
Okay.
bring Nick Leisure in, who I
right.
know is the director of Golden, and we'll get into the movie. We'll do a little less pergola talk. A little more movie
Wait,
talk.
no.
Some pergola talk.
No, let's keep the bar
A dusting
high.
of pergola.
Yeah,
with some,
always a dusting of
some
pergola.
movie plugs as well. We'll do that right after this. Morgan and Morgan. Well, I've known people that got hurt in accidents, and it wasn't their fault. And they tried just to tough it out. No lawyer, no help. Just hoping the bills and the pain would magically sort themselves out. Spoiler alert, they don't. And that's where Morgan and Morgan come in. Morgan and Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They've recovered more than $30 billion for over 500,000 clients. That's a serious track record. If you're injured because someone else is negligent, well, you deserve to be paid. Don't try to white knuckle it alone. Reach out to Morgan and Morgan and let the pros fight for you. It's Morgan and Morgan, right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. Yes, that's right. Their fee is free unless they win. To learn more, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or click the link in the description below. To learn more, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or click the link in the description below. This is a paid advertisement.
Huel. I can't tell you how many times I've been flying out the door to go film before I've even had something to eat. And that's why I love Huel's ready-to-drink full meals. They have 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors, gluten-free, and it's under $5 a meal, which is incredible for how much good stuff they pack in there. It's a complete meal, and you can literally grab and go. It's like a meal, take in your hand, hit the road. So if you have a little more time, and sometimes I do, I'll use their powder and blend it up, do it with some fruit, make a shake out of it or whatever you like in your shake. If you're trying to stay consistent, this combo makes it stupidly easy. It's Huel. Right, Dawson?
Limited time offer. Get Huel today with our exclusive offer of 15% off online with our code Adam15 at Huel.com/Adam15. New customers only. Thank you to Huel for partnering and supporting our show.
Brian Austin Green,
Honey
back
in that voice.
studio.
That is unbelievable.
Director Nick Leisure here. Golden is the name of the movie. It's in theaters now
It is.
and VOD. Very exciting. Watch the trailer moments before we started the show. Well done.
Thank you.
It looked like
you
a
watch
really
it?
good movie. No, I just watched it. I couldn't get it on my TV. I only had it on my phone, and so I was like, I don't
You're
want to
not a
watch
phone
this
watcher.
movie on
Yeah.
a phone. But I
I
just
get it.
watched the trailer, which is very strong. It's hard to cut together a good trailer,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, it is.
People don't really get that.
Yeah, it depends on the genre too. Like it's very, I mean, this movie is very much like a fun popcorn summertime movie. Like we don't take ourselves too seriously. We really try and find the humor in the moments. Let the situation be funny when it's funny, and it is. Like there's a lot of aspects of just situational comedy.
Yeah,
in it.
There's comedy in the trailer as well. And, it was funny. I was thinking about with Nick, I was like, Leisure. And then I thought about the actor, David Leisure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, are they spelled the same? And they said, yes. And then I said, they must be related, but no relation.
No relation. Not at all.
Not at all. Just there's two Leisures. And that's
Apparently.
it. I did, and not related to Leisure World, the place.
Okay.
Right.
But
or a
I-
leisure suit.
Or
That
a
would be
leisure
really-
suit.
Yeah.
I did have a weird moment where, like a year ago, I was driving doing some comedy club, and it was way on the other side of town. And I was parts of L.A. There's parts of L.A. You live in L.A. your whole life, and there's parts you've never
Never go
seen,
to.
you never go to, you
Dude,
never go
still,
down that street
every day.
Have no like. It's on Hawthorne Street. I'm like, I don't know where that is.
And then I look at maps and I go, oh shit, yeah, I have to go somewhere on Monday, next Monday for work, and I'm like, I've never I don't even know where that area is.
I
And then I looked
passed.
at on the map and it was like, oh, it's like 3 blocks away. Like, it's the craziest.
I was driving down the street. I looked up and I saw a big sign that said Leisure World. And I realized I've never seen Leisure World. It's a retirement.
Is it a retirement? I thought Leisure World was like a RV.
No,
sales
it was a
thing.
retirement.
I thought it was outdoor furniture.
It's a retirement villa. But finally, because every football coach I ever had in the Valley would yell, "Gentlemen, we're not in Leisure World." Like, it was you're
Right.
9 years old.
We're not.
You were doing push-ups.
You're right.
And they were yelling, "We're not in Leisure World." And when you're 9, you're like, I don't know the fuck.
Right.
Where is Leisure
When
World?
you get older, you're going
It's
to
a
think about me.
retirement
Because you're going to,
community. Yeah.
you know, when you're like 90 and you're sitting
And
in
I'm
Leisure
in
World.
Leisure World. Yes. So, how did you guys come together on this project?
We did that project before. Remember last night we did together?
we were here before. It
Yeah.
was that, and so Nick had just randomly reached out to me for that one, and we worked together up in Sacramento, and it was during COVID. Like, it was this really weird time where nothing was really going on, so we felt so lucky and fortunate to be on a set and be doing it, and then we had to follow all the weird rules and the testing every couple days. It was this really like complex thing to do, but we had very similar like attitudes and energies in doing it. Like, neither one of us take ourselves serious to the point where we're like, I feel like I'm better than anybody else, or like that drives me fucking insane. So it was a really great work experience. And then this one came along, and Nick reached out to me again and was like, hey, it's, we're shooting a lot of this in Mexico. It's going to be this really sort of fun run and gun kind of thing. I was like, dude, let's go.
And we goofed off a lot again.
Yeah.
You got a Sacramento connection, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Sacramento.
I
but-
saw you after a show. I think we're talking was that in Sacramento?
No, I came for your Christmas party.
I know, but didn't I see you also after a show?
Oh, yeah, in Sacramento.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
See what you did?
You did.
Oh, fuck off!
Yeah.
I see what
See,
you did to me.
You did,
Yeah.
what was it? It was a comedy spot. You were doing
Fucking
stand-up.
Blew it.
Yes. Hello.
Yes,
You
I
do
remember that.
stand up?
Yeah. Well, not according
That
to
was in
Nick.
second.
Nick has no
Punchline.
recollection.
Was
of
that the
it.
punchline?
I talked to you
According
after
to
the
him, I
fucking
only do
show.
Christmas
That's right.
presents.
That's
They were
right.
Christmas
I
parties,
do
yeah.
remember that.
Now we remember.
I remember. I just remember the Christmas parties. You haven't came.
I
Brian,
haven't,
but
because I don't.
This guy has great food. He has like a lobster truck out there. He's got like tacos and
We did a fucking pro celebrity race, and this fucker tried running me off the track before turn 1. Like, literally, the flag came down, and he started trying to bang me into the wall. And so I'm not
Was
coming to
that
this
with
Christmas
the,
parties. Fuck
You
it.
won the race.
Was
Fuck
that
it.
with the
Ryan won the
Porsche you
race.
had, the one you were showing me on YouTube
I won
last time?
No,
No.
it was a Toyota race. So
Okay.
it was neither one of us owned our cars.
He was showing me this crazy video of him racing this like $12 million Porsche or something, the
That was an
Newman one or
expensive
something.
Porsche. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
No,
did that go
different
down?
car.
Did you hit a wall with it?
I ran.
Fucking tire wall?
I ran Tori Spelling right into the wall with my 935 Porsche. Yeah, she was asking for it.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, so Adam brought me here after the race because he was like, "You fucker, you were like coming out, after me in the first straightaway before
to chew
turn
you
1."
out.
And then he had the in-car footage. These GoPro cameras were set up in the cars, and so he ran them simultaneously. And sure enough, you see him do this, and then you see me fucking take the hit afterwards. I was like, "See, motherfucker."
So he
this
does that
dirty
on the
dude
track.
tried fucking running me into the wall before turn 1.
Okay,
Literally, the
okay.
flag
We know
came
how he
down,
drives now.
and he like tried wiping me out right away.
I don't
so I
recall
beat him.
that.
Right, totally.
But that race is the funnest thing you'll ever do, right?
Did you hear that Les passed?
Oh, Les Unger.
Les
Yeah,
Unger.
the guy puts the whole thing on. Yeah,
he
I know.
passed away just recently. So
Sad.
fuck yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, much love to him and his family. Oh my God.
They
so
used to
much
do.
fun.
There used to be fun shit to do if you were a celebrity. They had.
best.
They had the Dodger All-Star softball game. That was fun. They had the Toyota Celebrity Grand Prix. That was fun. And there was even some jet ski race or something they had in some sort of man-made lake somewhere that I did one time.
I used to go and do all these really fun.
It was
the
fun,
Toyota
right?
one was great because, and I used to tell people like they're putting me in a car. I don't have to pay for any of this shit. It's a custom fucking race suit, custom helmet. Like this guy's coming and fitting me in all the stuff. I'm in a car and my name's on it. If I crash it, they just put me in a brand new one. Like there's no risk for me at all. And I'm racing in Long Beach on the streets of Long Beach track. Like it's Long Beach Grand Prix runs there. And I'm there like we get a weekend of like this really fun training. We were out in Palmdale doing
in the desert.
Sounds
Willow
fun.
Springs.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
Well,
And
what it is, I'll tell you what I tell people all the time. Like if you get to do one of these celebrity things, I go, listen, you can go rent out Willow Springs with your buddies and do a track day, or you could rent out a major league ballpark and go have a softball game. But you can't get 50,000 people to watch you do it.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
It's like you can go to the track day all you want, but there's nobody in the stands.
Well, plus you're
This
also
is a
paying for it. All of a
jumbotron.
sudden, it's like, man, we're there race weekend, and they're going, okay, qualifying. You have like a window of 15 minutes, so we've got to sneak you in as the cars go into pit and you're kind of sneaking through the back doors of the track, and you're on the streets, and it's this really unbelievable, like unforgettable experience. And that was a time when people did that. Like now, those things don't exist the same
Sounds
way.
like
and I
Adam needs
miss
to
them.
put together a
They
race.
were great. They were great because they were these bucket list things that literally you could never, ever in life do the same way, and somebody's treating you to the whole thing. I did this Special Forces show on Fox.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Unbelievable. Like it was incredibly difficult, but I'm doing these challenges and these things where I will never in life have the opportunity to do those things.
Right.
It couldn't be safer. It's on Fox.
Where did you film yours?
New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
In the snow. It was freezing cold. It was ridiculous. Like it was the worst conditions a human being
But it's
could
probably
be in.
things you didn't want to do on a daily, though, right?
No.
Crazy shit.
The challenges were, I would get to all of them, and it was just, I was so excited to do them. I was like, absolutely, I want to like shimmy across two metal poles, 275 feet above like a stream. Absolutely. Like all these things. Give me the harnesses and the stuff. I want to do all of it. Live it, like having to live in it because it is this fully immersive experience. That was the hard thing. You're living and sleeping in these barracks that are just, you have to do everything in pairs. They come and they work you out at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like it is just.
How long did you last?
For 3 days.
What did that mean out of the 8 celebrities you finished? Like Dr. Drew did it and was out, the first celebrity out.
He was out, but he was out for medical reasons.
Yeah, he dehydrated or something because he was in the desert.
He was in the desert. They were in Jordan for season 1.
Oh.
But they don't take care of you like a celebrity there, right?
No. So that's the thing that is hard is it's shot like a documentary. So you show up and you're in it and there's no camera crews, there's no director, there's no producers, there's no coffee breaks, there's none of those things that you would want. You are living in barracks. They are running you exactly the way they would when they're training people in special forces. And so you're in it and it's exhausting. And it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's an 8-day run. The challenges, honestly, were the easiest part because you go and there are
probably the
13
mental
other
part,
people.
right? Screaming at you and stuff like that.
But I was fine with that. Like I'm okay. Adam's been screaming at me for years, so I'm fine with all of that.
Right. Kind of you call that a pergola?
Right, totally.
You make me
what
sick,
kind of
son.
lumber is that? That's crooked. You picked that out.
That shop grade? Jesus Christ.
It's twisted, of course.
You went with kill drive?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come on.
Your last
Come on,
easy
Green.
pergola was yesterday.
Failure. Yeah. So, no, you get to the challenges and you get to sit back for a minute and rest because other people are doing the challenges. So that's the one time where you get to kind of sit and chill a little bit. You can't talk because they'll come and yell at you in your face.
Did everybody do the same challenge though?
Everybody.
So you got to
and
watch
it wasn't,
other people
and it
fail?
wasn't like you could be voted out. You could literally fail all of the challenges. It was just about lasting the entire 8 days. But people after a couple days would go, I can't do this anymore. Like it's too mentally and
I just
physically
feel like
exhausting.
if you saw other people do it though, then you could kind of plan and go, okay, I saw how they fucked
You
up.
think
right?
that, but when you're in like a frozen lake, there are these challenges where it's like it doesn't. There's no advantage to going last. Like you can. There are certain little tips and tricks you can pick up in watching, but for the most part, the challenges were fucking hard challenges.
Was there one that was? What was the scariest or the most intimidating or daunting?
None of them. None of them were
for you?
scary. Honestly, the hardest one for me was they used a chainsaw and cut a hole in a frozen lake, and we had to go in. And then while you're like trying to get control of how cold you are, the night before at like 1:30 in the morning, they came in with a list of things to remember of like this. So you had to. They would ask you, you know, what does the R stand for in relative? Like it was these challenges, and you're like, oh my god, I can't remember. I'm like barely breathing right now. It's so cold in this water.
Yeah,
that was the hardest thing for me.
That's interesting.
Plus, being in my 50s, like my memory sucks anyway. So then it was like, okay, now you're, you know, like a lion is trying to eat a steak off of my leg, and you're asking me to remember these things.
Yeah, the cold dunk is tough because your body kind of goes into a little bit of a panic mode.
Yeah, your brain isn't working clearly. Like you're not, you know.
You didn't do the whole Wim Hof thing beforehand to try to prep for it.
The breathing.
Oh no, it's you couldn't. No, because you're already in the cold. You have your change of clothes in a backpack, which then you know you've got to go in the water in your clothes. Then you have to go into this warming tent that they've set up and change your clothes. And it's not warm. There's like, you know, a coffee can with fire in it. So it's like
it's not freezing.
It's not freezing, right? You're not going to like die of hypothermia as you're changing. And then you have to put your wet clothes in a wet pack in a whole thing back in your bag. Like it was no joke the whole way through.
But you do like, you know, people kind of go like I did Dancing with the Stars. I don't know how to dance. I just did it because it's like, when are you ever going to be in a ballroom with 500 people surrounding you and an announcer and a spotlight and stuff? Like it's the same as I said, you can rent out Willow Springs with you and your buddies, but
it'll never be as cool as the experience.
You don't get a chick dressed in a Tecate bikini holding a sign with your name on it next to your car as you walk into your car, right?
It's true.
Like you don't get that shit.
It's
you
true.
don't get.
You could probably pay for it.
Play like you can't, you know, like I played an all-star softball game in Chicago at like Wrigley Field. There's 40,000 people.
It's a full stadium.
You get to play softball in front of 40,000 people, which is good and has a negative side too.
For sure.
If you fucking muff something too, you know?
Yeah, well, like racing and hitting a tire wall in front of like a full, you know, the streets course, like how many hundreds of thousands
They'll replay
of
it on the Jumbotron if anyone missed it.
Well, apparently he's the one pushing everybody into the wall.
Dude, the pressure of Dancing with the Stars, man, doing a live show every Monday and going, I get one shot. Like I've spent the week dancing.
You probably have an
horribly.
edge though, right? Because of Sharna. No?
No.
She didn't work with you at all?
Even more pressure, because then it was like, oh, I don't want to disappoint her. And I don't want to disappoint myself.
Your fiance is a dancer?
She's a professional dancer on the show.
I did the math on that. Oh, I didn't know she was on the show.
She's Australian. She represented Australia as a professional dancer. She's an unbelievable. She had, I don't know if she was on when you did the show. She had bright red hair.
Should they? I don't think I saw her when I did it, but I don't know. You tell me, ask Sharna, if there should be, I think there should be rules on Dancing with the Stars, which is like they have for college football and high school football, which is you can't start practicing in May. You have to start, and you can't do pads, 6 months. Like they go.
Why?
Because,
why are you trying to make that experience any harder than it already was?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to make it easier.
Okay.
the maximum you can practice on Dancing with the Stars for like, I don't know, first 4 rounds is 4 hours a day. And then they'll up it to 6 if you make it through the whatever.
Right.
Because when I was doing it, I had a full-time job in newborn twins, and there's no fucking way I was going 10 hours a day worth of practice. Christy Yamaguchi, that bitch, she flew out here from one of the Carolinas and lived here. Her only job was practice.
The thing that's tough, though, with that is if they start regulating rehearsal hours and stuff that way, someone like Christy Yamaguchi, she learns routines and choreography for a fucking living.
That's right.
So she can go into practice, have only 4 hours for the day, and in 2 hours know the whole fucking song, the whole routine. For me, it took 5 days just to because 3 days in, at the point when it's like final step, I've got it, I would look at Sharon and go, all gone. It's all
Well, that's why I thought
gone.
it would have been easier
and
for you.
we would have to start over again the very next day, and she'd be like, okay, step 1. And we would have to start, and that happened all the time.
Yeah.
So professionals, I think the change that they should make is if the concept is Dancing with the Stars, you cannot be a star that is somehow within that field because that's an unfair advantage.
Oh, you kidding me? Christy Yamaguchi was better than her professional partner was because she's an Olympic athlete.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
I loved it. Somebody said to me, because I said before the show, they're like, who's going to win this thing? I said, well, Christy Yamaguchi's going to win this thing. And people would go to me, yeah, but she does that on ice. She's not used to hardware. I said, that's like
So
saying
stupid.
that guy can juggle on a unicycle. Let's see how he does on carpet.
Totally.
It's like I bet he still juggles.
Make him do it in socks. I bet he won't be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, are you fucking nuts?
That's the fucking dumbest.
That's the dumbest answer I've ever heard in my life.
Now I'm going to have to watch the episode that you were on because I didn't know you were on
How many episodes did you last? How many weeks?
I made it 4 weeks.
It's a good run. Before the songs went from 35 seconds to like a minute and 15 seconds.
I can't remember. All I know is I got Dance of the Night and then got kicked off the next night. But it's because
As you should have.
Because I brought the unicycle out.
Right.
And once I brought the unicycle out,
It's because you wore a matching outfit with your dance partner, and it was really awkward. They were like, "How the fuck are we gonna rate this? We're ABC." Adam, what are you wearing?
All right, let's look at that pergola. Do you have that pergola up there? I want to critique Brian's pergola. Wow.
Don't
look at
fucking
that.
critique my
Beautiful.
pergola.
Pull
Look
in-
at that. Look.
Pull in tight. It
I
looks
even
beautiful.
did-
Stamped concrete in the backyard.
That was already there. But
Well,
I
yeah.
did the wire around the bottoms with the vines, so that'll fill in. But it's got wire to kind of grow. It's
How'd you hold the base of the pergola down to the slab?
So if you look at the bottom of the post, they've got those mounts. They're these 6x6 mounts, and those you drill in and you run
Titan bolt?
Yeah, exactly. You do that, and then the post goes in that,
Okay.
and then the
All
post
right.
bolts through that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Use the Titan bolt. Or the
Well, I had to
Teflon,
because
maybe.
I had
You had one
a
that flew
pergola
away,
fucking
right?
blow into my pool before then. So I was
All right.
like, I'm not making that mistake again.
Is that 1x on the top or is that 2x on the top?
So those are 2x6s around, and then I have 2x4 because you got to think that's a 12x12. So those the ones running this way they're like 16-foot boards, and then I've got these 1x1s that run the other way. And I haven't done it there yet, but I have shade cloth, and then I'm doing corrugated plastic, so it's weatherproof underneath. And then you've got the shade also.
That's
but
beautiful.
I did this gorgeous like nighttime shot. That shot on an iPhone. Fucking word to Apple. Nice cameras.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
That is, I was going to make fun of it, but I can't.
You sure as fuck can't. And then my playground just past it. I did if you zoom in on this, which you can't do because you're old school in this.
We got it. We're zooming in. We're zooming in.
That's a playground. That's all fake turf and everything. That's a whole there's an in-ground trampoline that I dug myself.
In-ground trampoline.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
The swing set. I have a little climbing structure. I have a whole thing. So I'm not fucking
What
around,
happens, man? I
Dude,
know.
I'm old and my DIY skills are fucking growing at an alarming rate.
Wow.
And now I just need to get my monster truck voice together, and I'm fucking winning.
All right. Well, the movie is called Golden.
It's out.
It's out. And
Check
it's
it out.
also
Check
VOD.
it out in theaters, VOD.
Did
as
incredible
well.
this weekend
Yeah.
too.
Nick, Brian, thanks you guys for coming in. Always
Dude, thanks
good
for
to see
having
you.
me, brother.
Yeah, thanks for
Good
having
to see
us.
you again.
We'll do the news with Adam Yenzer right after this. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Yeah, they're in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and the knowledge you need. If I can't figure out something that's going on with my car, they're always the first call I make. They have thousands of parts in stock. They can test your battery for free. Need wiper blades, brake light, I don't know, quick fix for something on the car. They'll get you the right part. Everyone who works there is knowledgeable, and best off, they are friendly. Held the door for me last time I was at the one out in Burbank. The professional parts people at O'Reilly are your one-stop shop for DIY auto stuff, in-store or online. It's O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right, Dawson?
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
You swear?
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is the mindset.
Free.
This is the mantra.
Free.
This is the mindset.
With movies like Interstellar, Dreamgirls, and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free. Huzzah! Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, it's Mark in South Carolina. I loved your conversation with Jeff Foxworthy regarding the 280ZX. The first time I ever went over 100 miles an hour in a car, I was a 13-year-old, and an older kid on the football team took me in his 280ZX, and I was sitting on the hump in the back seat. Lack of back seat. Got to get it on. Good memories.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, man. Adam Yenzer is here. Good dude. Funny comedian.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Good joke writer. Got his dry bar special out there. You can look for. What's the easiest way to find your special?
Dry bar, it's called Adam Yenzer, not big enough to cancel. But if you look at my name in dry bar, it'll come up.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
All right, so you got some news for us?
Yeah, labor leader Cesar Chavez in trouble. Abuse allegations against Cesar Chavez prompt calls for renaming streets and schools. Lionized as a leader of the Latino labor movement, Chavez's legacy is now crippled. The allegations have sparked call to rename streets, schools, and other facilities that bear his name. A New York Times investigation details the testimonies of two women, now in their 60s, who accused Chavez of years-long sexual abuse beginning in the 1970s when they were 12 and 13, and Chavez was in his 40s. His fellow labor rights activist Dolores Huerta, who's now 95, also came forward.
95.
95. I think she was a little younger when he...
Yeah, she's probably in her 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't pull that mic up to you, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just
Little
better.
Bit. There we go.
So it's the problem. Here's the problem. If you got a group with a large group to pull from, as far as heroes go,
Yeah.
then you can toss heroes because there's always a backup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so white guys, we have a pretty big pool, right?
We can cross one off and move to the
Right.
next
So
one.
we go, you know, Joe Paterno got caught up in
man.
this. All right. Well,
I'm
you
a
know what?
Penn-
Bring in Neil Armstrong. We'll use him.
I'm a Penn State guy. I was hoping he would come
Yeah,
up.
sorry. I had to bring him up.
No
but my
worries.
whole point is we can get rid of half the founding fathers. We still got Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Never know. Mexicans, They don't got a deep pool. They're not a lot of heroes over there, right?
Well, they ran out of them for the Modelo commercials.
Right. They used them all up in the Modelo
now
commercials.
they're on to the fans.
Right. So Cesar Chavez was one, like I'm from LA. And so you guys had Antonio Villaraigosa, who was the mayor of Los Angeles for what felt like 300 years, who's a fucking retard, who failed the bar 4 times. Failed it 4 times and then didn't take it a 5th time, by the way, because he figured out he was too fucking dumb to pass the bar. And we made that guy mayor of Los Angeles. So you guys don't have a lot of heroes. You have a retard who used to be the mayor of Los Angeles, who now works for, he works for like Nutrisystems or something, Herbalife or something like that. He's a fucking loser retard. All right, so you only have a handful of winners. It's sort of like with the Mexicans out here, at least. Now, look, you maybe got your Pancho Villas or something wherever your homeland, but I'm saying on this soil, it's slim pickings.
Yeah.
Like the only people that are...
They can't change it to Pancho Villa Boulevard and Pancho Villa High School.
The only people that really have slimmer pickings than the Mexicans are the Japanese. You guys got Yoko Ono and George Takei, the 2 biggest fucking idiots I've ever met. Like the 2 worst artists on the 2 biggest complaining assholes on the fucking planet. And those are your 2 most famous Japanese. Is that?
Yeah,
that's all you got. Mexicans tough too. Like sometimes they'll do that thing. Well, they'll go, there are plenty of influential and famous black female inventors.
Yes.
There's Marjorie Johnson. She invented the ironing board. Okay. By the way, every table's an ironing board. Yep. No one invented an ironing board. 10 minutes after what about the guy invented peanut butter? Okay. Yeah. That ain't a lot.
It's that and windshield wipers, I remember. Because they were always... When I was at the Ellen show, she would always want to do monologues about all the things women have invented.
Yeah.
And every time we researched it, it was the same 5 things come up on
Windshield
Google.
wipers.
It's
By
just
the way,
every single thing is always the same
there's
list.
a couple things. They invented... So-and-so's Mickey Dolenz mom from the Monkees or whatever. Someone invented whiteout. That's another female thing. That's you putting white nail polish on typos. It's not... And also... Things like windshield wipers. Mm-hmm. 10 minutes after a car was invented in 10 minutes after the invention of the windshield, the first day it rained, somebody thought, it's not like we wouldn't have windshield wipers today.
It wasn't an industrial
and by the way,
leap.
and let me tell you, a woman invented windshield wipers. A woman told a dude to make windshield wipers. There should be something that moves the water, and then the guy fucking did all the work. That's what happened. So it's very slim pickings for the Mexicans. So they took Cesar Chavez and they turned him into a folk hero. Like they went big. Now I'm from Southern California. And remember, my mom was a hippie and Cesar Chavez was a leader, a labor union leader for the farm workers of whatever.
Farm workers,
And we had a boycott of grapes. Look it up. There was a grape boycott. We boycotted grapes.
That'll learn them.
In like 1974 or something. There was a grape boycott like 1974. And I remember my mom going, we're not crossing the line. Like, we're not buying grapes.
Yeah. And how
I'm
old were you at this time?
I'm 8 or 10 or whatever. Like, we're doing a grape boycott. And I was like, 74, grape boycott. But I was like, all right, Mom, but we're also boycotting steak, air conditioning, pork chops, my own fucking room. Like, I feel like going to Disneyland. What other boycotts am I unaware of that we will not cross the line? We're boycotting Oreo cookies, Jell-O instant pudding, Captain Crunch. We're boycotting lunch meat. We're boycotting, evidently, there's a lot of shit the Carollas were boycotting back then. Grapes officially, the grape boycott, part of the Border United Farm Workers, UFW movement by Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta. Oh, that's the one. was substantial efforts, blah, blah, blah. So I remember the boycott. Now, so here's the thing. Here, I got mixed feelings about Cesar Chavez because on one hand, I'm not down with having sex with the underage girls or the rape or whatever he's accused of. On the other hand, he used to use the term wetback all the time. And I'm
you're
like,
very pro that?
Yeah, I gotta kind of go like, dude, you know what I mean? You got to separate. You know, it's like Hitler's bad, but he did love his dog.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so this guy's a serial rapist, but he said wetback all the time. And I was like,
now, maybe they could, on all the signs, just instead of renaming them, they could put a little asterisk. And then
Yeah.
at the bottom of the sign, there's a long descriptor of
we're going
what
to
we
need
approve and
that.
what-
People think he was some sort of hero and pro immigrant. He wasn't. He the people in the union were the people. So this guy did not want illegals coming across the border, swimming the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
Thus, he called them wetbacks. He did not want that because they would undercut his union workers.
He wanted the farm workers here.
The farm
already.
workers here,
Yeah.
for the sake of argument, we're getting $5 an hour
Yeah.
to pick grapes. These guys will do for $3 an hour. So he didn't want it, which I know the guy's a hero to the left, but he's kind of making Trump's point. All right, here we go. Sorry.
I find very interesting. Would you say that it's, at this particular moment, as important as any of the other problems facing the union?
Oh, yes. In the last 3 weeks, last 2 weeks, it has become an emergency for us. Well, there's an awful lot of illegals coming in by the hundred, by the thousands. Our people are not only in some of the crews where there's now strike breaking. Some of those crews are 100% illegals. Outright, openly, with no attempt to disguise it. And so it's so bad now that we estimate 60 to 70% of the farm workers in California, of the resident worker, of the citizen, is out of a job because of the wetbacks. They're coming in by the thousands. Just
Snuck that wetback in there.
Yeah.
So again, even a broken clock is
Yeah.
right twice a day.
And now, from your analysis, do you think, I feel like these allegations just came out in the New York Times, but I feel like there's always rumblings that people kind of know there's something shady. Like, people know that beforehand. Do you think that because the Mexicans don't have a deep well to pull from, maybe Biden opened the border because they were like, if we bring 3 million of them in, we're going to need to replace one of these heroes soon?
There's an element of, look, Martin Luther King, had some extramarital affairs.
Yes, yeah.
They don't really talk about
Yeah.
that often. You know what I mean? So there's an element of protecting, your guy.
Yes.
But again, blacks have a deeper bench to go to.
Yeah.
And they don't. But the Mexicans, they don't have a deep. I mean, it's Mario Lopez, I guess. Got to be a top fiver. Like what? Where?
Mario Lopez High School and Mario Lopez intersection.
Well, listen, I know Mario. He's a fucking family man. He's a good dude.
We can
why
nominate
not
him to Karen Bass as the replacement.
Why not we replace the
But
Cesar
yeah, no,
Chavez
he's the
Boulevard
one,
with Mario
Lopez Ravine.
He's in this town. He's fucking paying taxes. He's always working.
I think you solved this one. I think that's good.
Dolores Herta's 95. Hold on. Karen Bass just signed a proclamation renaming Cesar Chavez Day holiday as Farm Workers Day. First Columbus, and now this.
Well, first of all, all our problems are solved now that we got.
In L.A. In L.A. Yeah.
I have a more sinister view on it. I believe they knew all this shit. They knew everything about this dude for the longest time. Now it's convenient to get rid of him because of his stance against illegal immigration, and they don't want that catching on. So get him out, rename everything, wipe him out of the thing, and keep allowing illegal
That was
immigration.
kind of a Tim Walz thing, where it's like they knew about all this shit. They vetted him. They just figured they'd win, and they wouldn't have to do anything about
but
it.
he was convenient for them for the longest time. Now it's inconvenient.
Yes.
Now he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great clip of Joe Biden putting Cesar Chavez's bust up
Oh, really?
in the Oval Office, which is great. But here's the thing, and I don't defend, we'll listen to it, and then I'll defend Biden.
Chavez has inspired millions, including me. I was proud to place the bust of his likeness in my office. So if you walk in my office, you can't forget what he taught us. Chavez instilled in our nation the principle that our ambition must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others for their sakes and for our own. We have no finer role model than Cesar Chavez.
Right. So to be fair, I'll defend Biden. Somebody put the bust in the Oval Office and then handed him a script, and he said,
"Oh yeah,
why do we have a Casey Kasem's head in my office?" And they went, "No, it's Cesar Chavez." And he went, "Who's that? Does that guy do the lawn?" And he goes, No. Just fucking read this, would you? You got Mexicans who want to vote for you. Okay, and pretend like you mean it.
Yeah. And he probably had to read the script 5 times before he stumbled over aspirations.
Oh, no, they
there was a lot of big words.
There was a lot of big words. That was 7 takes they put together there. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the guy's from fucking Delaware.
Yeah.
You think he knows? He's got his finger on the pulse of the grape picking scene in SoCal in the mid-'70s.
He's got the inside track from Baccaria.
He was eating grapes that whole time.
Yeah, he knows Javier Baccaria. Right. Yeah, nobody knows the Latinos like Joe Biden does. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know who he is, so let's be fair.
Well, we got some more LA issues also. California's unfinished wildlife bridge to nowhere has now topped $100 million. In 2022, California Governor Gavin Newsom broke ground on the Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Crossing, a project featuring an overpass for animals atop 10 lanes of the 101 freeway in Southern California.
Hold on. This just in. Wallace Annenberg was a serial rapist, so we got to
read the Mario Lopez
overpass. Mario, I'm gonna get everything named after you.
I looked it up. So Wallace Annenberg, she's a philanthropist that started funding this bridge, but clearly she didn't fund enough of it to pay for it. I don't think you can get your name on it anymore if taxpayers are covering $54 million worth. But,
it's over $100 million. It's just like a dirt bridge that goes over the 101 that any normal person would go, that can be built for the price of like a medium-sized house in Reseda. Yeah. And yet it's over $100 million, which is just shows it's all grift and graft in LA. Everything's insane. Somebody started putting up pictures of their bridges in different
from other states. Yeah.
It's like Colorado's $15 million bucks, you know. And like, by the way, Colorado's not free. They got their Democrats over there. They're wasting money. Yeah. But it's $15 million bucks for an overpass. We just can't. Well, by the way, we can't do anything. That's what I'm trying to like. I try to tell people this all the time. Like, elect this, get that. I go, you don't get it. These people don't do anything. They talk about stuff.
And they turn it into a grift, like you said. One of their excuses for it continuing is they said something for every like $11 million they spend, it creates 10,000 jobs or something of people working on this thing.
Yeah, but it's like this. It's like me going. It's like me walking into the next room and taking a bunch of plastic forks in a box and throwing them on the ground and going, all right, I'll give you $10 to clean that up. Yeah. And it's like, all right, I've created a job, everybody, except for it's still a fucking waste.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have a video here. The woman who's in charge of this, her name here is Beth Pratt. She's saying the bridge will be used for everything from monarch butterflies to mountain lions. So monarch butterflies fly, but apparently they need a bridge also to get over the road. And here she is. She's basically blaming the over-budget thing on Trump's tariffs. And things.
Yeah, but it started 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
The bridge, they started 5 years ago.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
When we started stage 1 and we're waiting to start stage 2, the world changed beneath us, though. This spring, construction costs increased considerably. And although we were holding reserves to finish construction, all those are exhausted at this point because of tariffs, inflation, and so many other factors impacting construction projects, not just ours. So we need your help one more time to get us to the finish line and help us build back those reserves so that we can ensure that we finalize construction by November, so we can all cut that ribbon together. What a moment that will be. And like you, I can't wait to see that first mountain lion cross. The promise to P22 will be fulfilled.
By the way, can I say this? If this thing is ever finished, Mexicans are going to do a street takeover. They're going to be guys in Dodge Challengers doing Brodies in the middle of this fucking thing. They're going to pull all the wire out of the lights, and the LAPD is just going to sit there and watch and go, there's nothing. There's nothing. I cannot wait for the street takeover of the fucking bridge. Guys, we'll put them in those, like, quads.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have them in those four-wheeler quads, and they'll just be doing fucking donuts.
Wheelies across the thing on those little mini motorbikes.
Yeah. Oh, God. Also, anybody with a straight face in LA goes, look, we just need a couple of more dollars to finish that train. And like, are you fucking... I would rather speed in my car and throw it out the fucking window. It would go to better use than give you more fucking money for one of your projects that never ends.
Yeah. And I love that woman's outfit with just holding the
stuffed puma.
She reminds me of when in the early days of like American Idol and like the X Factor, every now and then somebody would walk out and just from their look or they were just a crazy character and Simon would immediately be like, no, this isn't happening.
Right.
I feel like when she comes to pitch this project, you just see that and you go, no,
she looks insane.
We're not going to do this.
We did the Hoover Dam in 5 years, everybody. Yeah. We can't build the overpass in 5 years.
In the LA Fire Department news, 4 of the 5 members of the Board of Fire Commissioners, which oversees the Los Angeles Fire Department, are stepping down at a time when the department is under intense scrutiny because of its missteps in handling the devastating Palisades fire. The departures, they include board members. They're all women with 3 names. There's
okay, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Hyphenated name chicks.
Yes.
Oh, they're the worst.
Yep.
Okay, let's hear the lead woman's name. Let's just sit on this for a second.
There's first Genethia Hudley Hayes.
Okay. I just picture a bunch of fat women of color doing fucking nothing all day.
And she's 81 to top it. So
really? Genethia, who was formerly like a school union person?
Yeah.
Okay.
School board member. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go in order again.
Yep.
Genethia.
Then we've got
wait, get the full name. Sorry, Genethia.
Genethia Hudley Hayes.
Okay.
Then next we've got Corinne Tapia Babcock.
Another effective name.
Yep. Then we've got Jimmy Woods Gray. Jimmy is the name, but it's a woman.
Jimmy Woods Gray. So we got all 3 hyphenated so far, and all 3 chicks. And you know what? I'll say it once, I'll say it again. It's important to get women of color in positions of power so we can fix this fucking city, right?
Yes.
You imagine how much more of it would have burned if these were white guys with just 2 names?
Yeah.
Instead of 3?
They wouldn't have that extra name to lend them credibility.
Yes.
And then the 4th one has only 2 names, but it's Sharon Dulagok.
Wow, that's a big name.
Yeah, it's an impressive name.
Here's what we do, and everyone hates me, but I mean it. And everyone goes, what's wrong with DEI? What's wrong with DEI? This is what's wrong with DEI. Look, you can appoint as many ceremonial bullshit, doesn't do anything jobs as you fucking want, but at some point when it comes down to fire panel or commission, shit burns down. And you need competent people in those positions. And they can be women of color, but most often aren't. And we need the board to represent the best we have, not the diversification of whatever. And this is the fucking problem. I don't know why. It's not a racist thought. It's just a meritocracy thought. Now, listen. All the ceremonial bullshit jobs you guys create, knock yourself out with the fat black lesbians. Go nuts. But when it comes to real important jobs, then we need boring white guys or fat black lesbians who are really good at fire prevention.
Who are qualified or have done it before.
Right.
Like one of the things they suggested as these commissioners were leaving is instead of 5 to expand it to 7 and include an active duty and retired LAFD member. And it's like, how is that not already part of having someone who knows what they're doing?
What is their title again?
It is the Board of Fire Commissioners.
Right, but nobody who's ever been in a firehouse.
No, there's a school board member and a fat black lesbian.
So fucking... Here's what I'm saying, people. Eventually, people die with your bullshit DEI stuff. Eventually. Again, it doesn't... Look, you let the chick on to the campus of Harvard, even though her SAT scores weren't as good as the Asian chick, and toss the Asian chick off. Nobody dies. But you give them these kind of important positions, and yes, people get killed. Also, and I'll play you the clip. People forget about this. We played it right after the fire. This is totally insane. What is this dude's or chick's name? Yeah. This is our position, I guess. LAFD. I can't read. Assistant chief. All right. The assistant chief of the LA Fire Department is a large brown woman, and she's going to sit down and give us her feelings on fire prevention.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease.
Pause it. First off, that's an insanely racist thought. It's insanely racist thought. And I think there's a lot of projection. I think a lot of black and brown people are actually racist, and they think we invented racism, so we're going to have this kind of racist thought. I have no idea and no thoughts about the color or even gender of the person that shows up to my house. Yes. I just want them to show up. And by the way, half the time a fire department shows up, it's like the middle of the night and you're asleep and stuff.
And they've got full gear.
They have full gear and it's dark
outside.
outside.
You don't know whether they look like you or not.
Yeah, so...
and you don't care if they're qualified, then...
Right, although I would prefer a dude if I need to be carried out of the house. But anyway...
And in good shape, not a bulging body under the fire suit.
So not a fat broad. But anyway, she's going to explain that you want a person that looks like you. It's also... The insinuation is like, well, a white fireman is going to help a white guy, but he's not going to help a black guy. And a black fireman might not help a white guy. It's like, are you fucking nuts? Get your badge, take your oath, and do your job. No one cares. All right, but here it is. Sorry.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Okay. Only 5% of working firemen are women. Somebody edited that and then okayed it and then put it on the internet, you fucking idiots. Yeah. Are you nuts? Your husband? Sayonara. Tough shit, bro. You shouldn't have been smoking when you were so tired.
No.
Now your house is on fire, and whose fault is it? Well, I guess it's yours. So I could try to carry you out of here, or I could just go back to the truck and get some marshmallows, and you can learn a fucking lesson. Like, Jesus Christ, bitch. No one's fired her, by the way? Like, you put this video out, you need to be fired.
Well, they keep getting reassigned. Because the Janethia Hudley Hayes, she was initially appointed by Antonio Villagrosa.
We got to change the name.
Served 8 years and then was again appointed by Mayor Karen Bass. And then...
and these people get paid for this shit?
Yeah.
We are so fucking
nuts. And Janethia said, for me, it's time to retire at 81. It's time for me to take care of Janethia. So 81. Oh. And I assume it's like a Biden 81 and not a Trump 81.
And after a long career of not fighting fires.
Yes.
It's time to retire.
Yeah.
After a long career of bilking money from taxpayers for doing fucking nothing, it's time to hang up the cleats.
And when these reports came in about the Palisades fire, how they let it burn, they didn't extinguish it completely, there's a lot of mishandling. All these people when that report came in, they kind of refused to investigate it any further. They don't want accountability.
Well, they're like Newsom with fraud.
Yes.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't like fraud, but if it's in his state and makes him accountable, then no investigation for fraud.
Yeah.
That's the way it rolls. Makes sense. And by the way, these are the people you want. This is a funny one. When did this Pride magazine article come out? It says, amid Palisades fire, Los Angeles' first LGBTQ plus fire chief is proving lesbians get it done. After you burned everything down, this is lesbians getting it done?
That sounds like the slogan for a union you don't want to be a part of.
That's right. Lesbians.
Get it done.
Get it done. All right.
And when someone comes to save you, you don't want them to just look like you. You want to know who they sleep with and be like,
Yeah.
wait, do you have the same sexual
so
orientation
important that
as
they
I do?
scissor and eat pussy all day, because I'm not letting them save my kids if they're not scissoring all day with their partners. Jesus Christ, are we fucking nuts? And by the way, could sane people start piping up and explaining this DEI bullshit is dangerous?
Yes.
It's dangerous.
Well, the thing that annoys me the most about it, I've heard people on the left, they try to retroactively claim that DEI is what gave us like affirmative action, and then they go into the civil rights movement,
Yes,
and then
yes.
they say the Americans with Disabilities Act, that everything that ever helped the disenfranchised group was DEI, and that's
Yes.
not true at all.
Yes, the dumb shits from The View are like, he's against DEI because he doesn't want to see black people. And no, it's none of that.
That term diversity, equity, and inclusion never appeared together anywhere until around the George Floyd riots. It started gaining momentum. And then there was a bill that Biden passed that used DEI like 23 times. And it's just quota-based hiring based on identity politics. That's all that it is.
Yes. So what we're saying is we would like a world-class orchestra, and we will hire the best violinists and cellists and French horn players are, and we will not pay attention to the color of their skin because we want a world-class orchestra. Now, it doesn't mean there's not going to be black and Hispanics in the orchestra. We just want the best players for the orchestra. And if you think black and Hispanic are underrepresented in the orchestra, then you may want to start a program reaching out to these people and getting them involved with music at a younger age. But we're not going to fuck up the orchestra and shove in some people that look like you, asshole.
Yep. And then because of intersectionality, it became even worse. It even disenfranchised some of those people. There was a project I was working on at the time, and they had a big DEI department. And I tried to recommend a black friend as a writer, but they said no, because it can't be a straight black guy.
Yeah, that's
And I
right.
recommended a gay guy, but they were like, no, it's a white gay guy. You need to have all the right intersectionality, genderqueer requirements to fulfill the role.
It's sad. And like I said, when it's the orchestra or a sitcom, people aren't dying. But when you start getting into positions like fire chief, then people die.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. What else?
You mentioned fraud earlier. There's first there was the daycare center fraud in Minnesota. Now there's a CBS investigation. A salon, a modeling agency, and 89 hospices are registered to one 3-story LA building. The Merabi Professional Medical Plaza, a 3-story, 32,000 square foot stucco and glass building, is home to 89 licensed hospice companies.
89.
Yes. This particular building, patient advocate Sheila Clark said, I noticed this particular building, and I'm like, dang, how can there be that many licensed and certified hospices in this tiny little building? It's something called clustering, which is grouping large numbers of hospice offices together, and it's basically a way to, fraud the government out of benefits and funding for these companies that it may not be actually there.
It's so insane. And listen, you can't have this kind of chasm between how much you expect the taxpayer to give you versus how you treat the money they give you. And so what I've always said about Los Angeles and California and any blue state or any sanctuary state is there are always going to be citizens that cost you money and then citizens that pay for the citizens that cost you money. Now, the government doesn't have money, but they'll take your money and they'll give some welfare or school lunches or build a prison or incarcerate or mental services or whatever. But so there's a group of people who are basically takers. And I'm not even using it as a pejorative. I'm just kind of saying you guys are at a deficit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like saying I have an employee, he eats a lot of food, he doesn't really get much done, and he steals supplies. It's like, okay, well, that person is a negative on your business. And then there'll be ones that come in early and stay late and do the work of 3, and that's a positive. And so what you hope for is like the one guy's doing the work of three can kind of spackle over the guy stealing the supplies, but it'd be nice to get rid of that guy at a certain point. And so LA has a thing. And by the way, the takers, the criminals or the people that are on welfare or the people that are, their chronic back problems that are on disability or whatever, you need to, first off, let's not make them into heroes. These are takers. Let's do the best we can with them efficiently, but let's not yell at the other people who are paying to pay more so we can take care of more takers, especially when most of them are making the shit up.
Yeah.
And whether it's New York or it's LA, their plan is like, we got to get more income to take care of more of this. And my answer is you're already at the top of the fucking heap in terms of taking income from citizens. You can keep going higher, but like according to my math, people living in California 15 years from now will take home 25% of their pay, and the other 75 is going to you guys. So I don't like where this is heading. We're already at about 50-50 federal and state. So let's work on the money that's flying out the window with all the takers. And nobody's saying take the person with polio and shove them off a cliff. We're saying take the person who's faking polio, and there's a lot of them, and let's see if we can stop that bleeding. And then you won't need to keep coming after us for more money. But their only solution is come after the creators and the people doing the work of three and see if they can get them to do the work of four and pay no never mind to the people that are taking all the money, which is, it's insane, but it's also really super nervy. Like if you think about it, like it's like literally just going, like, could you imagine your parents with a straight face going, look, your brother chooses not to work. He chooses not to do chores. He doesn't want to do anything. And we're already taking about half of your allowance and funneling it over to your brother. And you're like, where is he? I don't know. He's probably playing video games and eating taffy right now. Why doesn't he work again? Don't worry about that. We're already about 50%. What we're looking for is about 60%, so we can channel more. How about you go talk to the guy?
And maybe you can do more chores to earn more allowance to give more of it to him.
How about you talk to the guy who's not doing anything?
Exactly.
And also, you're welcome.
Yes.
Like, instead of yelling at me, I'm not paying my fair share, I'm not doing enough chores, how about you go find the guy who's not doing any chores and go fucking talk to him?
And you have the taker side like that. And then the government agencies that oversee all this, it's the same people that go over budget on bridge projects and stuff. You mentioned New York. There was a study that came out this week, I think, that it's New York City spends as much per year on each homeless person as a family makes in a year.
Right.
That's how much money they're pouring into just every homeless person.
It has to go that way because it's not their money. They're spending your money. It's always going to work that way. So they're going, and now Kathy Holcomb, who's appears to be an idiot, is like now trying to get her high dollar people not to leave.
Yeah.
And she's like saying, come on, do the right thing. They're like, fuck you, I'm going to Florida. Like, your business plan is chasing off the people who do the work of three and do all the chores. Your business plan for this house is alienating the son that does all the chores and getting him to move to Nashville and being left with the fucking flopped out son, the flunky who does nothing.
Yeah,
that's your strategy.
We lose all the billionaires and we keep all the homeless, basically.
Right. That's your plan.
Yeah.
I don't know why no one has really seemed to figure that one out. And also, Mendami or whoever, you thinking rich guys are going to do the right thing? Rich guys already pay half their income for shit they don't use.
Yeah.
So do not try to guilt them. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing. It's like saying, I got a parking ticket and it was $57. And then someone goes, why don't you do the right thing and pay $80? It's like, I'm pissed at 57, bro. Like, I already am angry at 57. What do you mean the right thing?
And I'm glad the fraud's finally being exposed, because it seems like because they're throwing other people's money at this, they haven't previously shown much interest in exposing this fraud, which is going on. Like,
I think it's deeper, and sorry for cutting you off, but
no, not at all.
I think it's two things. It's A, it's your money, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
B, it's our constituency. Let's not piss off the people that are voting for us by looking into their fraud.
Yeah.
That is our constituency. I mean, Somalians in Minnesota, I mean, you don't think these people in Tim Walz knew anything about this?
They had the Leering Center up there. And then some of the signs of fraud that they found with this hospice center, they had 6 times the normal number of hospice centers in one area as any other state. There was more hospice center providers than they needed for the elderly population in that area. There was a guy who was on their records as receiving ongoing medication for both diabetes and malaria. Which is like, no one in California has contracted malaria in years. And there was nurses would report that about the grief of a family that lost a patient there, and there was no record that the patient ever actually died.
Well, here's the whole thing, everybody, all the time. I've now sadly realized it. People are no different than pets. And it's sad. But I mean, my dog, Phil, never listened to a word I said. But as soon as Dr. Drew got a little treat in his hand, he sat, he laid down. He did everything Drew told him to do, but he needed the treat.
Yeah.
And sorry, that's what he does. You know what I mean? And you go, but why doesn't he just do the right thing? It's like, because he's a dog, and he's just going to do what's in it for him. And you can do two things. You can either give him a treat or you can beat him. Either way, you can get him to sit. It's got to be one or the other.
So you're saying we should beat the hospice
I'm
owners?
saying beat
if I'm following.
people in hospice care is what I'm saying.
What's in hospice care?
Is one of those hospice centers named the Mario Lopez
Memorial?
Not yet,
but I
nothing?
think they're going to have to.
Okay.
Right now it's Merabi Plaza, but if Merabi has committed sexual
here's
assault.
the thing. We can either dream of a world where on Halloween you leave the big plastic pumpkin on the porch and you put all the M&Ms in there and all the peanut butter cups. You put a little sign that says limit yourself to one. Limit yourself to one.
Yep.
We can dream of a world where every kid who walks up just takes one and walks away. Or we can take a guy with a fucking shotgun and have him stand next to the pumpkin. The dream of the world part, I was with you.
Yes.
Except for first guy comes in, takes the pumpkin. So that doesn't work because it goes against human nature. The kid is not a criminal. He may not even be bad. He just looks down, sees a pumpkin filled with peanut butter cups, realizes he loves peanut butter cups, looks around, and helps himself to all the peanut butter cups. That's called the human condition. That's how adults are.
And you just need someone there to beat him.
We need somebody to beat them. No, that is. So when you start all these programs, immediately they get abused. And they get abused in a weird way. They turn decent people sort of into criminals. Like anyone who gets divorced, you take your ex-wife who was a decent person before the divorce, you turn her into a horrible criminal.
Yeah.
Essentially, like an immoral person, like someone who's like will take all the money and do whatever, like a real disappointing person because the law turned her into it. And they go, well, is this person a thief? No, but if the law is on their side, then they're going to take as much of your shit as they can that they didn't earn. Oh, we got Hochul.
Oh, okay.
New York governor told Trump voters. Oh, this is it. Told him. Yeah. Do I have a clip of it? Sorry.
The era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Get out. Take your wallets.
You don't represent our values.
Their values.
You are not New Yorkers.
Hold on. Hey, bitch, we pay for your values. We may not represent. We don't represent getting illegals abortions or sex changes, but we fucking pay for it. I love it. By the way, she's a fucking dope.
She's awful.
She's a dope. And you can't have dope. Again, DEI and dopes in positions of power. So anyway, 2022, she's telling all the Trump people to hit the bricks. But now this is her now. Sorry.
Being conscious of the facts that I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. Right? Now, there are some patriotic millionaires who stepped up. Okay, cut me the checks. I mean, just if you want to be supportive, but maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home, because our tax base has been eroded.
All right.
So
she doesn't have any money, but by the way, we don't share your values. What the fuck values are you talking about? Run the city competently and don't let my values are I don't want Palisades to burn down. I don't want New York to go broke. Those are my values. What are your values? Oh, it's the LGBT plus community. Okay.
Yeah.
So run everyone out. It's so retarded. And by the way, chicks do it all the time. They go, Elon Musk, you're a dope. You've never done anything. Get out of here. It's like, okay, I'll take me and my 700,000 employees.
It's 5 different companies and rockets and electric cars and AI.
Yes. All right. This Friday and Saturday, Norfolk, Nebraska, at the District Event Center. 2 shows. Early show on Friday's pretty much sold out, but there'll be shows Friday and Saturday, late shows and that kind of stuff. You go to adamcarolla.com. Lincoln, I'm going on Sunday, by the way. Just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. What can I plug for you, other Adam?
I got canceled news on my YouTube channel. I will be at the Junkyard in Simi Valley April 11th, and I'll be at the Kenosha Comedy Club with Yakov May 29th and 30th.
By the way, Junkyard's not a gig. He's picking out a new master cylinder for his Toyota.
I am. I got to be digging.
Pulling one off a RAV4.
Hopefully an audience will show up to watch.
All right. Until next time, it's time for Nick Leisure and Brian Austin Green and Adam Yenser saying mahalo.